Welcome back, everybody, to the Nobodies podcast. This is going to be kind of a different episode today, as my other half isn't here. But filling in for his space is going to be my lovely wife, Beatrice. And I don't know how long. This probably won't be like a full episode, so probably be like a half episode, just to give you a little something to listen to in this month-long gap that we've been on. Some of you may not know, Keelan and I are not doing the podcast because he's in the cold depths of hell that is Colorado, and I'm pretty jealous because I love Colorado. So thanks for that invite. Not like I didn't want to go or nothing, but it's cool, you know. So yeah, we haven't really done a podcast in like a month because the holidays, work, school, vacations. So it's been pretty busy, but I felt like I needed to do a podcast just because it's been so long, and I'm sure a lot of our fans are probably getting a little pissed off. So I was like, let's go in here and do like a little side thing. And I thought, why not include my wife? She's an avid listener, and I feel weird talking about myself, just because I don't know how to like talk. My conversations, I have to bounce off of people. I can't just sit here for an hour or 45 minutes talking to myself. I might try, but that's why I asked you. I thought that'd be fun.
You know, I really want to reiterate something here that you just said. Your other half, wouldn't that be me?
Well, he's like my other half.
No.
He's my podcast partner. Okay. You're my partner in love.
Partner in life. Love and affection. But
some of that, sure.
Your other half.
He's my podcaster.
Alright. I'll just have to keep my eyes out on Keelan.
Yep. He's,
He's a catch.
Mm-hmm. We're totally gay for each other.
That bald head.
Yep. I just want to rub sweet, sweet lotion all over it.
He's not gonna feel weird listening to this at all.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be listening to this being like, what the fuck? What's fucking happening? Then he unwraps a Starburst, puts it in his mouth. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. I'm sure a lot of you that are listening just know that we don't have fucking time. So but yeah, so I wanted to do a podcast because I like doing it, and there's some stuff I wanted to talk about. We're going to talk about Bird Box, just kind of like a hit movie, I guess, going on right now. I mean, I feel like the hype,
more people are making fun of it than saying how good it is.
I think the hype for it's pretty dead at this point, but I thought we'd talk about it. I was going to do like I might still do like a full like movie review of it and analyze the whole thing and talk about how it is, but this is probably what I'll end up doing since I'm not going to have time for that. But we watched Bird Box, fucking Donald Trump is back in the news as always, and we watched another movie. Well, I watched it, you watched not even half of it, you probably watched like 45 minutes of it. Movie called Hereditary.
About an hour. That shit fucked me.
Nah, you watched like 45 minutes because when you started watching it was like an hour, 10 minutes into a 2-hour long movie.
2 hours and 7 minutes to be exact.
So
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So let's start with Trump because I feel like he's not gonna take like 20 minutes to talk about, but he's closed down the government, and that's already happened. That's been going on for like 2 weeks now, so a lot of people already know, but I think the whole thing's pretty stupid, obviously, and I'm just can't believe that nobody has shot this guy yet. Probably a bad thing to say, but it's just crazy to think that a bunch of people are not getting paid to risk their lives and serve their country, all because this guy just really is butthurt that nobody will fund him a fucking wall. I think it's pretty stupid.
I think it's super stupid, and I mean, I feel like anybody who knows me, who has a conversation with me, knows my opinions politically, so not totally gonna get into that, but it really just started pissing me off when it started affecting my work. Like, I don't work for the government. I work for retail. But now I can't finish processing my associate's I-9s electronically because the government's been shut down. So my associate is going to get terminated because we can't electronically verify her as an employee. So that's really annoying because I have to go through and pretty much rehire her every week. So I'm getting a ton of turnover rates at work for one person because the government isn't working.
Yeah.
So that's really annoying.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people's, you know,
I didn't think it would ever affect my day-to-day life if the government was shut down, but apparently it does.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that, like, just really fucking hate going to work, and if it's, like, a federal job that this really impacts, I'm sure they're really fucking pissed. Because I can only imagine just trying to do anything and you just can't because the government shut down.
Yeah, I saw, like, a Facebook post that had gone viral of, like, this girl who, she took, like, a photo of her wallet, and they were at, like, a shopping, like, they were going grocery shopping. She had, like, a $50 bill, and it was, like, a huge long post about how her and her family are just getting the bare necessities, like, what they can live off of, because they don't know when they're gonna get paid again, because her husband works for the Coast Guard. And people always forget that the Coast Guard is part of, like, it's a federal job, it's part of the military. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily part of the military. I don't know. Google check that. But it is a federal job, and even the Coast Guard is out of jobs, and it was, like, a huge thing because nobody's getting paid, and they're still required to work, and that's just shit.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are finding a hard time trying to, I don't know. I'm just not that kind of guy, but I just don't see a reason to serve I mean, I'm not saying, like, hey, we should just let people come in and start killing us and whatnot. You know what I mean? I just find it hard to fight for a country that seems kind of hypocritical on a lot of stuff, and we try to act like we're number one and whatnot, and it's just like we're kind of, in a sense, like
we
we're
need
kind of
to humble ourselves.
Yeah, we try to make ourselves out to be the better of everybody else, but really I think we're kind of just turning ourselves into, like, the things we hate. And I mean, fucking the last couple of years it's just been chaos, and I mean, this isn't helping anything. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't heard about a fucking, like, mass shooting going on lately. It's fucking crazy. It's kind of a miracle.
Please knock on some wood. What are you talking about? The Gordmans down the street just got held up last night, and an employee got grazed by a bullet.
Hey, I said a mass shooting.
Okay, there's still shit going on, though.
Well, let's just be glad nothing real bad.
Not pretend, but we want to hope that nothing happens like that. We're gonna knock on some wood there.
Yeah, I don't want anything bad happening. It's crazy to think there hasn't been, because it just seems like almost it's like in 2 week spurts something bad happens. And I guess the other day I heard, like, cops die. It's not like common.
You know about in Wichita?
Oh no, I don't think it was in Wichita. There was like a girl cop.
Yeah, she'd only been on the force for like 2 weeks.
Something. She died like in like the first week of January.
Yeah, but she had only been on the force for like 2 weeks, and she was like responding to a call.
Yeah.
But she got shot and she died. But was that not in Wichita?
I don't think so, because they showed pictures of her and she looked like a model.
Wait, you don't think there's models in Wichita?
I'm not saying that, but I mean, like, it looked like she had been in, like, an Olympics or some shit. I don't know. It was pretty weird.
There's a girl who graduated from Andover, like, a year after me. She is now a model for my store. Not for my store, but my company's website. Yeah.
Interesting.
She, this girl who used to work for me, she sent me a tweet, or like a snapshot of it from like Twitter, and she's like, I graduated with this girl, and it was photos of her on our
Mm-hmm.
It was ridiculous. Oh, I just totally name dropped where I work. Oops. I don't know what just happened.
I hope everything's okay. Hey, just kitty cat. Sounds like everything's going okay. Alright. I switched off one of my monitors and it was like, your settings have changed. So
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I was like making a noise to make sure it was working. So sorry, everybody. So yeah, I think it's pretty dumb. I just think our president's retarded, and I just don't understand how anybody finds this okay. And I'm just kind of surprised no one's shot the guy yet. It's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like people have shot presidents for stupider fucking things than this. So, or less stupid. Like, how do I want to say that? Like, JFK, Abraham Lincoln, like, they all died for doing noble things, and yet you got Trump living.
You also have to realize, though, like, back in those time frames, there wasn't security around. Like, you think Abraham Lincoln had a pack of guys walking around with guns and headsets and keeping an eye out for everybody?
Well, obviously not. The guy was just trying to fucking enjoy a show, and somebody comes up and pops him in the back of the head like a piece of shit.
Yeah, but you know, he pretty much, what was it, John Wilkes Booth? Is that his name?
Yeah.
He got, like, fire squad in a barn. Like, he ran and hid into a barn.
Well, there's theories that he actually lived.
Don't tell me that. That's creepy.
And my ancestors hunted him down.
Because you're related to Abe Lincoln?
Mm-hmm. That's why I never lie.
I think you just did.
No, I never lie. Anyways, so yeah.
So if you're related to Abe Lincoln, does that make me related to Abe Lincoln?
No.
By marriage.
Yeah. Technically, James would be related to Abe Lincoln.
Alright.
That's why he's so tall as a child.
He's not that tall.
And for his second birthday, I'm going to get him a black tuxedo and a top hat that is equally as long as his body. So, yeah. So, yeah, pretty dumb. Go elections. Hopefully they pick somebody. I just have this feeling that...
Somebody already said that they were going to run for the 2020 election.
Is it somebody competent? Because I just have a feeling that...
I don't remember who it was.
Because I swear to God...
I don't have my phone to where
like, Kanye said he was going to run, and then there's all this other fucking stupid...
No, it wasn't like a celebrity.
Because I swear to God, if Kanye runs and people actually start supporting that motherfucker, like, I might lose my shit on just everybody.
Why are you hating?
Because that guy is probably even I don't know. That guy might be equally retarded as fucking Trump.
Why are you dropping the hard R word?
Because they are retarded. I hate those two people, and they meet with each other, not on the regular, but I don't know. I just hate him, and I hate Trump because I'm tired of listening to their stupid bullshit.
Okay, so if you could choose any celebrity to be president, who would you choose?
Fucking Mr. Rogers, man.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
Newsflash.
Well, if he could have been president.
Yeah, that'd been a good choice. Although I feel like nothing would get done. He'd just fiddle around.
I would honestly, like, there was people were talking about The Rock running. I'd be okay with him if he was like, because he seems like a competent guy.
He seems competent, but what's his political agenda?
I mean, if it was like, you know, if he wasn't gonna be like a complete idiot, like, I'd be fine with that. I don't mind. Like, we've had a movie star be a president before. What's his name? Ford? No.
I don't know who you're talking about.
What the fuck was his name?
Shit if I know.
They make a reference to him in Back to the Future. God, let me look it up. How do you not know this?
I don't know. But I'm gonna feel real stupid when you tell me.
I feel stupid because I don't remember.
Which Back to the Future movie?
The first movie.
The first one.
What actor became president? What the hell? This is Yahoo. What the fuck is this?
I'm gonna feel real dumb.
What president became actor?
Well, wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger like a governor?
Yeah, he was the governor of California, but that's because he couldn't. It was Ronald Reagan.
He was an actor?
Originally an American actor and politician, became the 40th president of the United States, serving from 1981 to 1989.
I did not.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because Marty goes back into the past, and he's talking to Doc, and he's like, "Oh yeah, who's the president?" And Marty goes, "Ronald Reagan." He's like, "The actor?" Because Marty's from the 80s. So
I don't think I ever understood that.
Well, now you do. Probably because we were too busy getting jiggy with it during that movie.
Why are you telling everyone our secrets?
Everybody knows that secret.
You know, we should probably rewatch those. I don't think I've watched them
I'm alright with that.
since you and I watched them.
Oh, yeah. I'm okay with watching them. The first one, anyways.
What does that mean?
Nothing. I like watching the first two, and then the third one, I'm just kind of like, eh.
You know, it's stupid. The third one used to be my favorite, and now it's, like, my least favorite.
The third movie is, like... How do I... What?
I loved it when I was, like, a kid.
It's okay to watch, like, one time, and after that, I'm just like, eh.
My favorite one, I think, is number 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like it, too. I like it because they go to the future, and then there's, like, a really dark storyline to it.
Yeah.
But the third one, I'm just like, you know, it wraps it up, I guess, but, so speaking of movies, though, we watched Bird Box, which I had I did not know anything about that movie going into it.
I just knew that she couldn't take off her blindfold.
So I was on Netflix and I saw the trailer, like it was just like the first thing that popped up when you load it, and it was just like her in a blindfold. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And I was like, how are they gonna navigate without being able to see? And then I was like, I really didn't think much of it. I thought to myself that I would maybe go back and look at the trailer or something. But then everybody started talking about it. They're like, yo, dude, did you see this movie? They're like, yo, man, did you see Bird Box? That movie was crazy, man. And then people were telling me they got scared. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you were telling me people saw it. Didn't you? Didn't you say some people were telling you about it?
I didn't ever actually hear people talk about it in person. I just kept seeing memes on my Facebook about it.
Yeah. I saw, like, when the movie came out, there was, like, a bunch of people doing movie reviews on it, and it was, like, obviously, like, some people have, like, captions for their videos, or, like, this movie sucks, or why it's not good, or blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, oh, so it's not good, because I tend to trust people online, like, on YouTube more than people in real life.
Right.
And it sounds kind of mean, but it's just, like, some people just don't, me being like a movie connoisseur, I tend to take other movie connoisseurs like word over like sometimes my friends, and I'm sorry to say that, guys, but
total side note, I don't remember who I was talking about at work, and it's not really a side note because we're talking about how we don't trust people's opinions. I don't remember who I was talking to at work. It was either
you gotta
Priscilla.
Don't drop people's names. Come on.
They're not gonna listen to this.
Well, do you want people to get attacked? You already told them. I'm gonna have to go through here now. I was hoping I wouldn't have to edit any of this, but now I have to edit out where you work.
It was one of my associates that I was talking to, and we're talking about old movies and how I like really love Tom Hanks movies.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, she said she didn't.
No, it was her and another person, and they were like, they hadn't seen a whole lot of them. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you define as a good movie? And one of the girls said, oh, I really like this movie right now. It's called If I Stay. And I was like, what is that? And she's like, it's about this girl who... I'm like, did she get in a car crash? And she said, yes. I about died.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, she got in like a car crash and she was in a coma the whole time until the end of the movie.
I guess I kind of forgot what happened in that movie.
Was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like, I literally crouched
you gotta
down.
Keep your voice down a little bit. You're gonna wake the baby.
I literally crouched down behind the register and about died because she's like, it's like my favorite. And I'm like, that's the worst movie I think I've ever seen. I mean, outside of like The Good Dinosaur.
I unironically like that movie for some reason.
It's so bad. So I don't
I think
trust...
I like it more because you're just like, this movie was so horrible.
It was so bad.
And weren't you the one that picked it out?
Yeah, because your brother said it was so good because he saw it with his stupid girlfriend at the time.
I think it was around that time that it was like, all right, note to self, never let you pick a movie ever again. And I think several times since that movie, I've seen a movie you wanted to see, and it was garbage. Good Dinosaur, American Hustle.
Okay, Good Dinosaur doesn't count, though, because we both wanted to walk out.
Yeah. I don't know why we didn't.
Because we were still, like, newly dating at the time.
Were we?
I mean, it was
I feel like
we were
a year into date. When did that movie come out? 2017?
Google that shit.
No.
2017.
2016.
2015. I say 2015.
2015, yep.
Yeah, so we were like a year into dating.
Yeah.
That's still pretty new. Like, I didn't want to disappoint you. We spent a whole $4 to see it.
I mean, literally, if you had said, like,
Rest
this movie
in peace.
sucks, I would have been like, all right, let's go. I only stayed because I thought you liked it. Or I didn't know how you felt about it. So
that kid just kept getting beat the fuck up.
Yeah, that was, like, basically, like, just,
Anyway,
I explain it.
So don't trust word of mouth from people we actually know.
Sorry. There's a fucking cat, like, underneath my goddamn door. Ugh. These fucking cats, man. Drive me fucking nuts.
You love them.
Yeah, but I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
So back to Bird Box.
Yeah, back to Bird Box. So, you know, I was like, hey, people have been telling me this is kind of a good movie, so I thought maybe we'd check it out and see what the buzz is about. And we watched it, and man, when I realized it was like a 2-hour long movie, I kind of groaned and like...
I think you had to go to work the next day, though. Like, you had to get up early.
No, I thought we watched it in the middle of the week, like on Wednesday or something.
But you had to go to work because you were missing work for school.
I don't remember. I just remember that I found out it was 2 hours long, and I was like, fuck, dude, this is a long movie. And it definitely, I don't think, needed to be 2 hours, and quite honestly,
it definitely didn't need to be made.
Yeah, it's not a very good movie, in my opinion. I mean, it's basically like The Quiet Place, but instead of being, like, quiet, you're just blind. And I think the whole premise...
You can't even compare it to The Quiet Place, though, because The Quiet Place is fantastic.
Right. I'm just saying, I think they were just trying to bank it off of, like, The Quiet Place. Like, hey, look, they were... in The Quiet Place, they had to be really quiet. In this one, they gotta be really blind.
Did you see they're making a second one?
Quiet Place?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean...
I don't know if it's really true. Know. Was that just rumors? Or has it been confirmed?
I don't know if it's been confirmed, but...
I thought John Krasinski said something about it.
I couldn't really tell you, to be honest with you.
Is that his name?
John Krasinski, yeah. But yeah, I like The Quiet Place. A lot of people say that's kind of a horror movie, but I don't find anything horrific about it. It's more like of a suspense. It's a suspense.
I think people are starting to get like horror movies and suspense movies. Like, I think they're just like meshing them together.
I think people get very confused because when they go to see a quote unquote horror movie, they're probably going to see like the fucking Conjuring, and that movie is not that. It's more of like a suspense of like, when's the next knock on the door gonna happen? Or when's someone going to walk up out of the darkness and go clap behind your back and go,
I've never seen that, so I can't relate to anything.
That movie's straight fucking garbage too. I like that whole line of movies. Any horror movie that's PG-13, I can't think of a single one that's PG-13 and is good. It's pandering to like they're just trying to draw in the teenagers, so they dumb down the movies. The plot's dumb, the gore is absent, and the plot line and everything is just shit. And then they're all like, oh, this is based on a true story. I'm like, fucking no, it's not. And you almost got a fucking lawsuit based on it. And I don't know how that turned out, but I thought it was kind of funny. Yeah, The Conjuring was based on a book by a guy, and the publishers or something like sued I think it's through Warner Bros. The publishers of the book, I think, that it's based on like sued the film company for some reason, and basically the only way the film company was gonna win was to prove that ghosts were real. So turn on the Curb Your Enthusiasm song because ghosts aren't, in my opinion, I don't think they're real. But
Oh, we're not talking about that in this house.
yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Bird Box, it's pretty much a dumbed down horror movie. It's comparable. Like a lot of people have compared it to The Quiet Place. It's definitely very resemblant of this movie called The Happening.
Never seen that either.
Yeah, that's an M. Night Shyamalan film, and basically it's like almost the exact same plot, but they just are blindfolded. Because in The Happening, what it is that what they explain, anyways, is that the Earth got pissed off about humans polluting, so it started to fight back. And basically, what happens is people just randomly, when the wind picks up, people get possessed and they kill themselves.
When the wind picks up.
I shit you not. Literally, anytime you know there was danger, it was because the wind started blowing, and I guess that meant that like whatever was attacking them.
Well,
was
shit.
coming.
I hope it didn't come to Kansas because everyone would be dead. It's always windy.
Yeah, for real. Anyways, so yeah, the movie, it doesn't show the creatures. There's been some like concept art or something online floating around of what the creature looked like. I think looks like shit. It was like a snake looking thing, but with a baby face, like a baby's head, or some shit like that.
Why are they doing concept art when they saw art in the movie of what it looked like?
I don't know. And I watched the video where they're talking about, they're like,
it
oh, we
looked
want to
like-
keep it like a mystery. Like it's scarier to like wonder what it looks like than actually see it. But like based on what there's heavy
I thought it looked
heavy
like the thing
spoilers
from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
2.
So heavy spoilers if you haven't seen it. I wouldn't even. I honestly though I wouldn't recommend wasting your time with it. It's not a very good movie. The acting's like The storyline is pretty bland, and the movie's just so long that it gets kind of boring.
And it's just
There's nothing interesting about it. Just go watch The Happening and have a good laugh at that film.
and it just like really sucks because I feel like Sandra Bullock is getting all this like garbage thrown at her about how awful this movie is, and she's now being referenced as like the Bird Box lady, but she's been in some pretty amazing films. And I feel like this kind of like not ruined her career, but definitely kind of overshadowed all like the amazing films that she's done.
I don't know what you're talking about really. About like I haven't heard anybody like ridiculing Sandra Bullock.
I have. But it's all just social media. Like, I see just, like, trolling memes and shit like that.
Well, just because somebody memes something doesn't mean it's, like, somebody's career is going in the shitter, you know?
No. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying that, but now I feel like for a really long time, the only thing people they hear Sandra Bullock, they're going to think Bird Box.
Well, that kind of thing will die off in, like, a few, like, I haven't honestly heard anything about Bird Box since, like, I've watched it.
Last week.
And then what was really stupid is that there was like this Bird Box challenge thing going around.
What is that? I heard somebody talking about it at work today, like a customer. They're like, "Look, Bob, it's a Bird Box challenge."
It's the same thing as that like stupid ass fucking ALS challenge where people were like dumping buckets of ice on them because they didn't want to donate $5.
No, I thought they did it to donate money. Like, they
No,
challenge you to donate money.
No, I thought maybe I have it wrong, but it's just
one
of
of
those,
us has it wrong.
I don't know. Either way, it's one of those trends that just blows up, and I just think it's really stupid because I'm not like a trendy person. But so the Bird Box challenge got started somehow. Basically, people tried going around doing their daily life blindfolded. And so people were trying to go like 24 hours blindfolded to see if they would survive. And needless to say, they'd all be dead. So, there's that. And then fucking, of course, Jake Paul had to go and do it. He was like running out in the street with cars passing by. So that's really good if your kids watch that shit. Man, that's another person that just really just needs to
And why didn't Logan do
get
that?
out. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think anybody even really got that pissed off about it, but it's still pretty stupid because children watch it, and obviously children kind of like children reflect upon what he does. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a kid fucking get ran over by a semi in the next week because they're doing a semi trick. I don't want it to happen. I'm just saying, some fucking kids watching that idiot.
You're bringing some bad juju in this podcast.
Bad juju.
I believe in
I want
karma.
my juju beans. You sound like guy Ralph from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
I've never watched that.
Of course you haven't. Anyways.
I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of shit, okay?
Yeah, I know, but look at you now.
You know what? On kind of a related note about me not being able to watch shit, and we were just talking about this the other day, it has been proven that watching SpongeBob makes you more dumb.
Thanks.
So that's why our son's not allowed to watch it.
Are you saying I'm
dumb? It kills your brain cells.
I don't think so. I think Bubble Guppies does.
Bubble Guppies.
We're getting off topic here. So, yeah, I don't think the movie, I think just from square one, just in my mind, it just doesn't work because I don't think anybody in real life, and I mean, you gotta, you know, suspend your disbelief or whatever however you say that, to watch a movie, you know. But I just think, like, even then, it's like, I don't think anybody could survive at all being blindfolded. Going down a river. Going down a river, though.
But I guess when you lose one sense, your other ones become heightened. That's why, like, in the movie, she can just hear shit.
Well, I mean, I guess that's true. But at the same time, she's going down a river. She can't see. A guy that wasn't blind got fucking killed by a woman that was blind.
You don't think that...
And then here, big spoiler if you don't want to know what happens, but there's 2 children in the movie that are literally the blandest kids I've ever seen in a movie because they get literally no development at all. So they're blindfolded. They've been raised to basically be in hiding from this air monster, and I guess they have some kind of training. I just feel like any child in this universe would just be automatically dead because even in the movie, they were stupid themselves to be doing anything because they're like, stay in the boat, and they're like, oh well, let's get out of the boat because we're dumb. Yeah, exactly. And
what do you expect from a 5-year-old? Those kids were 5.
Do you think those kids knew how to swim?
No.
So how do you think they survived the fucking rapids? Because at the end of the film,
one of them got pushed to a rock, and the other one was pushed ashore.
Yeah.
Unless they were learning how to swim in a bathtub.
No, those kids should have been dead.
Which I don't know how anyone had access to water.
They should have been dead.
Who's running the water company.
Honestly, I think the movie might have been better had they just been like, holy shit, like, you just killed those kids. I will... like The Quiet Place, a child in the beginning of the movie dies. And I was like, all right, they went there. Like, I don't like children dying because now that I have a kid, that it kind of like gets me a little bit. But like, when a movie will go there, I'm like, all right, that means you're not fucking around. Like,
well, and especially when it's a survival movie.
Like The Predator, there was a scene where the main kid is like bullied by these 2 other kids, and he gets his hands on a fucking plasma caster, which is like the Predator weapon that fucks people up. And it's like, okay, cool, he could like fucking obliterate him. No, he doesn't. That doesn't end up happening. He ends up like blasting some random dude that like came out of his house being like, what the fuck are you doing? And that guy gets fucked. It's like they pussyfoot around it, and I'm like, if you're willing to go full throttle and just fucking destroy a child in a movie or something, like, that's pretty good. That's when I know you're being dead serious. There's not gonna be any stupid hokey pokey bullshit.
But is that to like an extent?
To an extent, yes, because in
Halloween, talking about,
because in the new Halloween film, I thought Michael Myers was gonna kill a little baby, and I was like, that was the one part of the movie that I literally was like grabbing onto my seat, going like, oh my fucking god, like I couldn't handle it. I'm really sensitive to like children things now, but I'm okay.
Because you're a parent,
right? But like I'm okay watching a film being like, it's different. It's different for it to be like an infant. If it's like it was like the kid in the Quiet Place, he was a little bit older, but like a helpless infant, that's kind of different. I'm like, fuck, dude, like this monster is gonna fucking stab a little baby, whereas like a monster just quickly like just wiping out a kid.
Well, I was gonna bring up what you had told me that happens in Mother with the baby.
Oh yeah, that's fucked up too. That's like that kind of stuff's fucking crazy. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie.
So it's to like an extent.
It's to an extent. It's like it's a lot of it comes to like infant. When it's an infant thing, I'm like, all right. I mean, that's kind of a little over the line, a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. That sounds kind of weird for me to say. Be like, oh, I'm like fucking kill a kid in a movie. I'm cool with that. But it's just like I think it just depends on like the circumstance.
I feel like when it's a survival movie, it's justified for like a child to die.
Yeah, because in real life, like in The Walking Dead, like they have a baby, and I'm like,
that's not happening.
It's just like, come on.
Like, there's no way that you could do that.
It would be so bad. And it's kind of like the Quiet Place is like that. It's like fuck, we're gonna have a baby in a fucking world where literally we have to be completely silent or else we're dead. And obviously a baby poses that problem. But, you know, they like the whole movie is like kind of, you know, showing how they get through that shit, and it's really good.
You know, I forgot she was pregnant in that.
Oh shit, spoiled it. Anyways. So yeah, those kids, like, they had no swimming training, and I have a hard time believing that, like...
They had, like, 3 lines in the whole movie.
Yeah. Like, the character development's, like, not very good. John Malkovich was in it, and I didn't realize he was in it, and he's basically just kind of like an alcoholic asshole the whole time. The black guy was cool. I like the black guy, but I just kind of liked him as an actor, not necessarily his character.
What else is he in?
Not much. He was in the new Predator movie, but you didn't see that. Let me see what else is in. But I like him kind of more of an actor than like the character. His character had probably the most like kind of development, but
because you learned about what he did.
It kind of fell flat though. That's the problem, because like he was like in the military and he was talking about how
he had to walk people to school.
Yeah, he was telling the story about how he was walking these kids and their dad to school, and then he was like, I want to think that he's still walking those kids to school. I thought maybe like at the end of his story he was going to say that he found out that that family died or something because he wasn't protecting them, but it didn't. So then I was kind of like, oh, okay, so that guy's not very good. He's only 4 years older than me. He's 28 years old. Trevante Rhodes.
Kind of forgot you're 24.
Yeah, me too. I'm old as fuck. Oh yeah, Machine Gun Kelly's in this movie too.
Who the fuck is
He's
that?
a white rapper. He was the skinny white dude with the tats.
Oh. So everyone's gonna like realize now that I don't know anything when it comes to celebrities and movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unless you're talking about Disney movies. I know all of it.
Yeah, but we sure aren't, so let's just drop the subject. Anyway, so yeah, Machine Gun Kelly's in it, and he gets kind of frisky with the hot policewoman, and then they just kind of run away, and you never hear back from them again. And then like this is where I was like, all right, this is fucking dumb. There's a part in the movie where they're like, all right, we got to go out and get food, and they get in a car that just so happens to have 360 monitoring systems around the entire car that like will tell you if something's about to hit you. And so they black out the windows and shit so they can't see outside, and they drive from the house all the way to the fucking supermarket blind. And the only thing they have to base off of...
they got there safely. They were running over bodies the whole time.
But the bodies didn't pose a threat. It was just like, I would imagine in
it's not like there was no hazards.
But that's the problem. There would be, like, cars were fucking on fire. They were sitting out in the road. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure at some point they would have hit a bunch of fucking traffic and stuff. There's no way they could have just easily, like, not easily navigated, but I mean, like, there's no way they could have, like, not hit a roadblock.
I want to talk about something about that movie that I thought would play into it that didn't. So the very beginning of the movie, her sister is all like, "Oh, you need to ride a horse. I wouldn't be in a car. Ride a horse." And then her sister dies. She sees a horse. And, like, I totally thought horses were going to play into this somehow. Like, it was going to help them survive or whatever. Like, they're going to be on horses.
Yeah, I always try to...
Why would you hint at something like that in the beginning of a movie and then not do anything?
I'm sure it was supposed to be, like, symbolic of something.
Like her sister dying.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, she saw the horse and she's like, "Oh, my sister's actually dead."
I'm sure it had to symbolize something, but I really just couldn't give a fuck.
It went, like, right over our heads or something.
Maybe, I'm sure. But, yeah, you know, it's one of those...
The sad thing is that movie was just kind of predictable.
Pretty much.
Like, I didn't predict that they were going to end up at a blind place.
Well, I didn't predict that. That was probably the one thing I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
But the moment you see a pregnant girl, you're like, oh, so that girl dies. She's gonna raise that other girl's kid.
That's the other problem with this film is the narrative of the film is kind of what I think makes the movie suffer even more, because it starts out with just Sandra Bullock and the two kids, but then it flashes back like 5 years earlier, being like before everything happens, and you know, everybody's fine and calm, whatever. She's pregnant, and then she's got her sister and whatnot. And then you meet the rest of the cast after all the shit hits the fan, and you're like, okay, well we know all these people are dead. So unless that they were just, you know, like everybody pretty much died or they fucked off.
But that movie from the beginning was predictable because we were like 10 minutes into the movie.
Don't touch that.
Oh, sorry. We were like 10 minutes into the movie, and I was like, that girl who she looked at in the hallway of the hospital is possessed. And you were like, what? I'm like, why else would they focus on that girl?
Well,
She's
no,
possessed.
she wasn't possessed at first, but it was
I knew she was going to be, because why else would you focus on that girl, the random person?
Right.
And then sure enough, like 30 seconds later, she's banging her head on a window.
Right, yeah. Well, and, you know, back to the horse thing, you know, and it's kind of one of my things. This is something I always kind of like to do when I watch a movie that, like, centers around a plot, like for the climax of a film being like, okay, this is a callback to the beginning, and this is how we solve our problem to the film. Like, what's a good example?
You're talking about, like, foreshadowing?
Yeah. Basically, like, they'll show something in the beginning of a film or like somewhere in the middle, and it kind of foreshadows like oh,
what's happening.
This thing is gonna be what solves the problem. Okay, so Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That's kind of a good example. Like, in the beginning, he's talking about how he has the spray-on shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then at the end, he solves his problem by using his very first invention, which was spray-on shoes. Because at the end of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, he shoots the spray-on shoes into the machine, which clogs it up and blows it up.
I didn't know that. I've seen that movie twice, but...
All right, well, you know what? This is the end of the podcast, guys. Sorry to waste your time. We'll talk to you later. No, but it's like that. It's like basically like they show something,
yeah,
and then that's
it's just foreshadowing.
Later on, it's gonna So like, where was I going with this? So the horses, like I get like the horses. I thought were gonna play a part later.
Yeah, I did too.
The horse has.
Why
nothing
else
to do
would
with
you
anything.
bring a horse up?
The horse has nothing to do with anything.
To fill time.
Basically. This whole movie is basically just
because her sister was like, I wouldn't be driving cars, I'd be riding a horse.
Yeah, well, that didn't get her very far, so.
No, she walked out in front of a semi.
Yep, pretty much. I think it would have been funnier if maybe like a herd of horses just like trampled her. That would have been kind of funny, but that didn't happen.
It'd be ironic.
But yeah, so overall, I don't think it's really worth watching. There's not really anything redeeming about it. It's not one of those so bad it's good films, and it's not really a so good it's bad films. It's kind of just a waste of time.
Did we ever decide if it was like one monster just moving around the whole area, or is it multiple?
See, that's another thing. I'm like, Because so like there's a
Was it
crazy
like an
guy.
invasion?
There's one of the crazy guys that like just he just felt like throwing out a little like nonverbal exposition about what the monster is, and he's got like all these different monsters and like I don't understand what the monster like. I don't know if they're alluding that the monster could be anything or if the monster just shapeshifts or what the fucking deal is.
Well,
But
that's
they
what
showed
I'm
a bunch of
wondering if
they
it's
showed
like a
a
shapeshifter, because some of the people, like that first lady that died because of Sandra Bullock, she's like, "Mom," and then she like got in the car and blew up.
basically. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's maybe. I think the reason they said the reason they didn't show the monster was to like leave it up to interpretation. So I guess maybe it's like something that's like your worst
I
fears.
don't like that type of shit though.
I don't either. I like seeing
know.
I like seeing the monster. I like a good monster movie.
Something else like that is like The Giver. Do you remember that book?
I know the book, and I know they made a movie about it, but
So, like, at the end of The Giver, he's, like, trying to leave this town and get to somewhere with the baby. And at the very end, he was, like, going down, like, this... Like, he's in, like, snow, and he sees, like, either a town or, like, a house or something. And it's either, like, he's free or he's, like... I can't remember if it's, like, he's, like, dead or what. Because I'm pretty sure he, like, passes out. So you don't know if he, like, died and he's, like... Or if he, like, finally made it and he's, like, free with this baby in, like, a different area. But, like, I don't like shit like that. I want you to tell me what happens, and I want to be satisfied with the ending. I don't want to sit here and just be like, oh my gosh, I wonder, what if? No, I want to know.
Well, I think in sometimes that's good. But, like, Inception, that movie leaves you up.
I can't with that.
That movie, like, I think is... It's one of my favorite movies. And the ending is like, it's up to interpretation. It's like, is he still in a dream or is he in real life?
He's in real life because the...
But you don't know.
The thing kind of fumbles a little bit.
Okay, well, that's why
because
it's left up.
When he's in a dream, it's consistent. But that's why at the end of the movie, it kind of wobbled.
But that's why it's left up in interpretation.
It's not up for interpretation.
Yes, it is.
No, it wobbled.
Christopher Nolan likes to fuck with your head.
Well, Christopher Nolan can kiss my ass because I know he's in a reality.
Maybe.
It wobbled.
Maybe not. Who knows?
I can't live a life not knowing.
If that's what you perceive it to be, then that's what you perceive it to be. Some people say that he's in a dream. Some people say, like, no, he's out. But you never really know. We'll never get a definitive answer. A part of me, like, wants to see a sequel to that, but at the same time, like...
It would ruin it.
It would just be like, nah.
It would ruin it.
Like, Christopher Nolan's usually a one and done, except for, like, The Dark Knight. But even then, like...
Like, I agree, like, sometimes... Like, that movie did end on a good note where I guess it's up for interpretation.
Like, either way, it's still satisfying. It's still satisfying in a way because it's like...
You're happy.
In the end, he's happy with the choice he's made.
Even if he's in a dream or if he's in reality, like, he's choosing, with his family.
He's choosing to be happy with his family.
Yes.
Whether it's a dream or not.
Right.
And that's...
Because in real life, his wife isn't alive.
Right. So... That's why he's like my favorite director.
That movie really confused me the first time I watched it.
It is very strange.
I had to watch it. Like,
everybody's very confused by that movie, but when I watched it again, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty simple."
Right.
It's not even that hard.
But it's only simple once you know the end.
I think what it is that when you're watching a movie the first time, because I do the same thing. Like, I go into a movie usually open-minded, and I just watch the film, and I'm like, all right.
I don't think about anything that's happening, and then halfway through, I'm like, I'm really confused. What is going on here?
Like, I'm just watching it, just watching it. And
and I'm really bad about, like, I half listen to things, like movies, songs, people. I'm only, like, half listening. So, like, when I go and watch a movie, I get confused easily, and I have to, like, rewind stuff or, like, ask you what's going on. Because, like, I'll be paying attention, and I'm watching it, and I'm listening to what they're saying, but I'm not necessarily registering everything that's going on because I'm, like, preoccupied thinking about other things. Like, so I get really confused, and I have to watch things multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless I'm like really invested in like when I go in to see a movie and it's like a movie I really want to see, then I'm like totally focused on it. But if it's just something that we like randomly turn on, I'm only like half paying attention. And when you're watching movies like
when you're watching movies at home like us, it's hard unless we're watching it by ourselves, because if kiddo's running around, you know, you got to watch out for him. You're not 100% paying attention to what's going on.
Right, but I was like that even before we were parents.
Like when I watched Halloween, I was like hyper focused on everything going on because I was like watching the background. I was like looking in the shadows and shit. Like I wasn't even focused on like the main characters. I was just looking in the background to see where Michael Myers was because I was just like, oh, I know he's there somewhere.
That's how I was in the movie tonight that we watched. I mean, I only watched a little bit of it, but I was like, the fuck is going on in this shit show?
Yeah.
And then like we were just watching it. I was like, oh, look, there's a naked person in the background.
Yeah, so a better movie I would recommend watching is Hereditary, which you can find on Amazon Prime if you have it. And,
is it a Prime movie or is it just on Amazon
It's
Prime?
on Amazon Prime. It's not a Prime movie.
Okay.
But I heard about it through some movie reviewers that I watch, and I got kind of interested in it, and I decided to watch it. And I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it was pretty crazy because I couldn't tell if so it's a horror movie, and I couldn't tell. It kind of makes you think it's like a psychological horror movie, and then you find out it's not, and then you're just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? So
Spoiler
it's kind
alert.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it too bad. I would recommend really going to watch that movie. There
I
is
only
like a
watched
part
half
in the end,
of it, and it was good.
The ending, I'm like, it's one of those movies where I kind of have to like look up and have people explain to me what the fuck is going on, because maybe they understand. Like, the ending is pretty crazy because it gets into like some paranormal stuff kind of, and then you kind of question, is it psychological or is this like
killing each other out there?
Good.
Don't. Are they done?
They're fine.
They must be done. They were like being really loud.
They just need to have a battle royale and just get it over with. They just need to fight it out, and then we got the beta female. If that's how it works, anyways. But yeah, so I thought it was pretty good. You didn't watch the whole thing, so you didn't really. I mean, like, you really didn't miss out a whole lot, if we're being honest. I mean, a lot. So like, basically, you miss like a pretty significant part, and then the rest of it's just kind of like crazy psychological shit that goes on. But I mean,
feel like I walked in like the height of the movie.
Like, I don't know though. I think if you go back and watch like the first half that you missed, you'd probably be like, fuck, because even I was kind of like, holy shit, this is traumatizing. Because like the mom in that movie, she's a pretty good actress.
I was thinking the same thing, like towards the end,
because like
when she was like crying with the book.
I don't want to spoil it for you either, like, because I think you might go back and like watch it. I kind of want to watch.
You told me everything.
Oh, I did tell you.
Yeah,
well,
I'll tell you. Paused it and I asked.
I'll tell you after the thing about like the crazy shit that happened after what I told you. So I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, I definitely recommend watching that because it's not like it's hard to explain. It's not like scary, but it's
I'll
kind
have
of like
nightmares.
Kind of creepy, disturbing imagery stuff.
I believe in that stuff, so I'll definitely be freaked out tonight when we turn off all the lights.
Oh, I'll get your mind off of it. This podcast will get your mind off
of it. Alrighty then.
Yeah. Man, we didn't have much to say about that movie as I thought. I guess because I decided I didn't really want to spoil it for anybody. What else? Oh, we've been watching King of the Hill. That's a really fucking funny show. I think it's definitely a show that I've grown up watching my entire life, but now that I'm an adult watching it,
it's really funny.
It's fucking hilarious. Like, you understand the jokes a lot more, and then just like,
tell you what,
if you've been getting a little buzzed while you're watching it, it's definitely really funny. But we've been watching through that. I've been having a good time.
Yeah, I've
What
never
else?
said I'm gonna kick your ass before, and I told you that in Dylan's today.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah. So that's a pretty funny show. Definitely, like, if you've never watched that show too, check that out. Try it out. Man, what else? I don't think we've been watching anything else. We've been kind of just binging that.
My favorite show just started.
The Bachelor.
Yeah, but that was the worst Bachelor premiere I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad, and Colton's an awful Bachelor.
All the ladies
gross.
listening, send in a like if you hate the.
It was
The
just
Bachelor.
really okay. So it was just really, really cringy. I know, like, the people who listen to your podcast really don't care about The Bachelor, but I just really need to get this out.
I'm
here.
sure once we mentioned Bachelor, I'm sure like half the people listening just turned it off.
It'll be like a 10-second thing, okay?
Sure.
I just need to put this out there because it's really been bothering me. So the whole thing going on with The Bachelor right now is that he's a virgin, and that's everybody's like. And it's like, that's
is
the only
Is he just like a hardcore Christian? Is that what his problem is?
No,
Or is
he
he just-
says he's just waiting for the right person.
Probably
It's
'cause
not like he's not waiting for marriage. He's not waiting because it's a religious thing. He just is waiting for the right person.
See, that's why, you know how I always tell you, like, every season that it's all just fabricated bullshit? It's because it's fabricated bullshit.
Okay,
The narrative is that he's a virgin, and now he's being swooed by all these bitches, and they all want to suck on his sloppy dick.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Like, I don't like Colton. I didn't like him when he was on Becca's season of The Bachelorette, and I didn't like him in Bachelor in Paradise. So I'm really kind of salty he's Bachelor, but I'm still going to watch it because it's, like, my favorite thing on this earth. But, like, the whole premise
I'm your real life Bachelor, and you don't ever...
You're not a Bachelor because I got you tied down like that.
I'm a virgin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Man,
I got a kid in that bedroom.
Isn't it crazy to think I haven't been a virgin for like 10 years?
Why are we talking about this? Let's not.
That's crazy. I just thought about that.
Let's not.
Anyways.
So the whole
it's because I was on The Bachelor when I was 14.
The whole premise of this Bachelor season is like surrounded by the fact that he's like a virgin, and I'm like, why does that matter? Like, I understand
just a
he's
slop
like
up trauma. That's
I understand
all it is.
he's like 26 years old, but who really gives a shit? Like, this whole premiere of The Bachelor, people just kept bringing up that he's a virgin. And I'm like, dude, everyone fucking knows. We all found out a year ago. Get over it. Like, I want to hear new shit about this guy, so I might actually enjoy watching his season. He's not going to be another fucking Juan Pablo and Nick Vale and fucking Ari Lindeck. The past, like, 4 Bachelors have been straight trash. Trash.
Well, I keep telling you
Rant over.
I honestly think they just need to put me on there because I win them all. I win any contest.
You can't go on there. You're married unless you file them divorce papers.
But see, you'll come in like halfway through the season, and be like, you'll go black mode on and be like, where the fuck my man at? You don't get to fucking touch him, you skinny ass white bitch. Except, you know, if I were on The Bachelor, I would definitely, like, ask to get a little bit, like, more meat on some of them girls. Like, you only see, like, skinny-ass bitches. You don't think, like, none of them chubby girls need love,
but
too?
you didn't like chubby girls until I got chubby.
That's not true. Literally every girl that I've been in a serious relationship has been chubby. I think the only skinny girlfriend I've ever had was in, like, middle school.
I didn't think the butt muncher you were dating before me was chunky when you guys were dating. I know she's chunky now.
Oh, she's always been, like, chunky.
I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know her.
I mean, they're just, like, you know, they just got meat on their bones. They're not, like, little twigs, you know what I'm saying?
They're not twiglets.
Right.
Curvy girls.
Yeah. Curvy girls where it's at. More cushion for the pushing. and they got the nice squishy thighs that are nice
Did
and soft.
I tell you?
And I love just kneading them like I'm a fucking cat.
Our BFF, Becca.
Huh?
Our BFF, Becca.
Nobody knows who you're fucking talking about.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Did you know she's pregnant?
Yeah, you told me.
Oh.
And
She's gonna have her baby in like 3 weeks.
Damn. That body's gonna get huge.
She was a contestant on The Bachelor, BT Dubs.
There was something else I was going to talk to you about. Our friend, well, your ex-coworker. You should have like a little segment where we read her Facebook posts. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. I just don't want my house to get shot up at like hers did 3 days ago.
Yeah, but nobody that's related, any relationship to her is listening. And if we don't mention names, nobody knows who we're talking about. The only reason they would have any connection is if they somehow knew this person and had them on Facebook and read their Facebook message post and then was like, that's a post they're just talking about.
Yeah, and then we're going to get our house shot at like hers did.
Okay, well, no one knows where we fucking live. But they know where you work now.
You can edit that shit out.
Do you think I really want to fucking listen to that? I was going to upload this shit tonight. It's already 11:13.
No, it's not.
This is getting to be like a full episode. It's already an hour in.
So that's the end of the podcast. It's my bedtime. Good night.
Yep.
Just end it there.
Yep. Well, anyways, guys, I hope this turned out pretty good.
We didn't really talk about much.
Well, we talked for a fucking hour. I mean, granted, it was like we had three main subjects, but with all the random jargon in between, it fills out pretty nicely. It's basically how a normal a podcast go. It's just a conversation. I like that.
Oh God.
I really like that.
It's really time to go now. He's pulling out the. It's not Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
It is Garth Brooks.
That's supposed to happen. Nobody really understands that except for Keelan, so. But yeah.
I'm sure everyone understands the Garth Brooks reference.
Probably not, because unless they listen to Tom Segura's podcast, then no.
You don't think anyone saw his
no, not
Facebook
really.
post?
I mean,
he's famous.
I don't know. I feel like the only reason anybody listening right now knows is because we've been referencing it in front of them, being like, that's fucking dumb. But yeah, so anyways, guys, I hope it sounds okay. I did the testing and it sounded all right, but we're in a fucking room with hardwood floors. I need a soundproof in here. That's like the big project I want to do. I wouldn't mind making this like the podcast.
Your project
space.
after my project.
I could put a rug in here. A rug would make the noise go down.
Well, we're getting 2 of them.
I want to get like some cubicle walls. I think that would really help, because then I'd just be like the fabric walls right there. I think that would definitely be awesome.
Cha-ching!
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I'm gonna try and see whenever Keelan gets back if we can do the podcast, or if he wants to, but he might be a little worn out from all his adventures in Colorado, so we'll see. It might not be until next week, but we'll see. Yeah, and I think I might just start I might do things on my own. I don't know how Keelan would feel about that. Keelan, text me about how you feel about me doing podcasts on my own when we
all
can't
up
be.
In your feels. Your partners.
Well, I mean, like, I like to do. Maybe I could talk about like different stuff when it's not me and him, and it'd be like a half episode. And if it was just me for like 45 minutes just talking about something, like, I could do that. I don't really know. It's something like this, where you and me are talking about something.
I don't know. I'm not that interesting, so.
Yeah, I'm sure
I've never seen movies. I don't know who celebrities are.
Yeah, you're right. I just brought you on to make fun of you.
We could play Name That Celebrity, and you could just show me photos of people, and I can tell you I don't know who they are.
Yeah. Let me show you a photo of your mom and see if you recognize her.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love you, Mama Perry.
Yeah, like she's listening. I would hope your parents are listening, because they're going to realize that, like, we're really raunchy.
My mom knows I am. But I don't.
She
think
probably
my
knows I am.
No, I don't think my
Don't your parents think that I smoke weed?
No.
They don't think that?
No.
But they know my friends smoke weed?
Yes.
Well, that's cat's out of the bag there.
They've known that for years.
Yeah. Well, they probably just assume I do. So
No, they know that you don't.
Oh. Cool. Well, that being said, I'm gonna take this joint right here. All right. Well.